Hey, what's up? Rafael Cortez again on the Less Business, More Profit series. Lean, effective, strategic, and simple business. That is the whole purpose of this set of videos. You have a system in place. You have a team. You're training them. You're talking to them on a regular basis. Yet you're still anchored to the bottom line and just about every single piece of results that happen from your team and your systems. Why is that? All right, so here's the thing. You have a team, you have systems in place, and you have an operation going on, right? Maybe you've been bootstrapping it for the last year and a half, and you get to a point where you're actually performing. You know the ins, you know the outs, and you started plugging people into it. However, maybe the sense of accountability is not there. You feel like you have good people in place, but you just can't, have them to own up to the results, to have that extreme ownership that's required for people to perform at a higher level. So why is that happening? This is the one thing that's missing from most bootstraps. See, the problem is that we as entrepreneurs, we get into something, we start performing, we start doing things and wearing all the hats, right, of the operation. And it comes a point where we can hire. So we get somebody in through the door and we hire them, we sit them on that seat, and they're now taking some of that heaviness of the responsibility off our backs, right? If you don't do it right, if you don't hire the right way and you transition someone the way it's supposed to happen into that role, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna fall through the cracks. One of them being a sense of accountability. And then what happens is that as entrepreneurs, we're thinking, right? We're like, okay, I wake up motivated. I wake up, all I need in the morning is a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna go out there and destroy the competition and do whatever I need to do to get my business off the ground and succeed. However, the employee mindset is different. All right. Most of the time, that gap is attempted to be filled out through motivation, right? So you buy lunches, you take people out to eat and whatever, and then you have gatherings, and you keep motivating and trying to inspire. However, that's almost like taking a shower after going camping. You're gonna get dirty again eventually, right? So motivation is gonna fade away, and this is pretty cliche, but it does happen. Motivation is gonna fade away after a couple of days. So you can have people go to a seminar and then train and do whatever it is that they need to do to get their mind right. But if you don't empower them, and this is the key thing, empowerment. If you don't empower your team to do better within your company, that motivation is gonna fade away. And you're gonna be caught in that same cycle where you have to come in, re-motivate everybody, stir things up, and then make them feel like they have something to aim for, something to achieve for, and then repaint that big picture and kind of do it all over again, and then redo it and do it all over again every time it starts to dim down. So this is the big difference between motivation and empowerment, all right? When you sit down with a team member, with somebody in your staff, an employee, and you tell them, you walk them through the process, you give them their responsibilities and everything, they have a checklist of things, right? That's the extent of it. But when you go a mile further and you actually empower them to become better at what they're doing within your company, and you train them to assume that responsibility and take extreme ownership of whatever results they're getting, things change, all right? Motivation, it's still gonna be needed, still gonna be required. It amps everybody up. You have to get people excited about what they're doing, but excitement is not gonna get you through the finish line. That's where empowerment comes in, all right? So you need to empower your team. For example, a couple of super simple strategies that we use is any time one of my employees has an issue, they have a problem, they have a challenge, they're gonna come to management or they're gonna come to me with it. They have to bring in a couple of solutions already packaged up. So I have them actually sit down and go through a process of critical thinking and problem solve before they even present the problem to us. So at that point, it's a team effort, right? Now I'm empowering them to think for themselves and bring a solution over to me. That does, an array of different things for me, right? I don't have to think about all the solutions by myself. We can pick and choose. Maybe their idea is way better than what I got because they're out there, they're in the front lines. And you're empowering them to think for themselves, to bring solutions to the table Also, that gives him buy-in, right? It gives him that sense of significance that it's often overlooked. Here's the thing, nowadays, people don't just care about the money, they also care about belonging and having a sense of significance in the workplace. And if you can provide that for them, they will go the extra mile for you. All right, so anytime a challenge happens, simple strategy that we implement, and it's almost like protocol this time, they come in with the problem and then a couple of solutions to the table. And then we'll break it down, we'll build on that, and we choose, what course of action we need to take, right? So that's one. Another one is we give them plenty of room to perform, meaning that they're allowed to make mistakes in the process of learning. It's gonna cut the learning curve, right? What happens there is that they'll pay more attention about the things that they're doing. For example, in marketing, if we have somebody who's running the marketing budget, they have the power to make an executive decision up to a certain amount in the budget, meaning if it's a challenge comes up or whatever, and they can fix it for under $500, they don't have to reach out to management because it's under $500, right? So that gives them enough room to play. They're gonna be conscious about it, and they're gonna wanna keep it as cost effective as possible, but it gives them that sense of responsibility. Now they have something to carry, right? So what happens when you start throwing all these things out there, and they may sound like responsibilities, but at the end of the day, they're empowerment tools. All right, you're empowering your team to think for themselves. You're empowering your team to assume responsibility automatically and giving them a chance to perform at a higher level without having to micromanage every single action that they're taking. So the results of that is all of a sudden you start getting leaders, in your team instead of just a bunch of employees. You have people who, hold accountability high, that give you perspective whenever you get hit with different challenges. And one of the coolest things that happens is that you start to discover talent within your company that you did not even know you had. All right, so keep your team in mind. Focus on empowering versus motivating. All right. Motivating starts the race and it'll get you some speed, right? But empowerment is really what's gonna get you across the line with your team. So if you're looking for great results, if you're looking to get your freedom back, put less time into your business yet still uphold those high results, focus on empowerment. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. If you're looking to gain back your time, you're looking for more freedom, you're looking for the ability to scale without having to be there and be the problem solver and the firefighter of everything that happens inside your business, you have to empower your team, all right? So focus on So focus on empowerment rather than motivation. Motivation is gonna start the race, is gonna get you speed, but empowering your team, it's the one thing that's actually gonna get you through the finish line. So give that some thought. Apply it in your business, and the louder we get, the more people that we can impact, all right? So help me share the love, and please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let's have a conversation back and forth. Stay focused, you got this.